No matter how much you hate Chevy, Chevy has the best looking truck on the market. I know Ford and Ram guys hate this truck because it looks so much better than yours. And it's taller. So, I mean, hey, we're talking about size here. I borrowed this truck from Seiner Chevrolet here in Salt Lake City. It is available for sale. We're gonna drive the truck today because it's been a while since I've driven a new lifted ZR2 AT4X truck. At the very top is the description with the colors. And then here is a short listing of the standard equipment. Be sure to pause to see more. Base price comes in at $71,100. This also has the Duramax, power running boards, tech package, sunroof, and 3-year Sirius XM. Destination is $21,995 with a total price of $88,714. This is my first time doing a video on a ZR2 that's black. So when you get black, black matches the bumpers. And with this truck being lifted, it really is a game changer. It's just 1.5 inches on the suspension, and you're probably getting a little bit from the tires too. I can't call it a 1/2 inch, but they say this truck's about 2 inches taller than the standard Silverado HDs. Now you guys can see you have those sequential turn signals. It also has the dual projectors. I've never done a video on this, but I'll just go ahead and tell you guys if I do a video in the future. But the headlights for the Chevy HDs are better than a GMC. You might be wondering how I know that. Well, if you're new to my channel, I've owned both trucks. So for these refreshed trucks, the projectors in the GMC HDs suck. But when I had my Chevys, the headlights were way better. They just had a better spread of light on the road is what I'm trying to say. They also give you the reflective style fog lights down below, front parking sensors, red recovery hooks, and they still give you the valance or front air dam, whatever you want to call that thing. Just this little guy right there. I'll zoom in for you. They give that to you for the Chevys, but on the GMCs they take it off. Active grille shutters, cameras on the front end with a sprayer, with this functional hood scoop, all blacked out. And here is the suspension. So this does have the Multimatic DSSV, which is dynamic suspension spool valve. So there is an oil reservoir in there, and they do use spool valves versus a deflective disc. They do restyle your upper and lower control arms, including the steer knuckle too. So all that's redone because of the extra lift on this suspension. Fabric material for the liner, and here are the tires. Chevy did it right with the wheels. I do like the gloss blackout for sure. These are the Goodyear Wrangler Territory MTs. They're 305 70 18-inch wheel. That's 34.8 inches tall, 12 inches wide. These tires are really wide compared to what you see on the Ford Trimmer. And you guys see right there, you have that engine block heater plug-in right there. They do widen the stance of this truck with the fender flare, so these are a little bit wider. So you have to get clearance lights, which thank you Chevy, I'm so happy they did that. Also, they do shorten your mud flaps here and out back here. So these are all shortened, which makes the truck even look taller than it really is because of that. And when you back up and see the whole thing, there's a little bit of reverse rake in there, but it's not bad. I believe there's an option to black out all the badges too. You can see your powder pull running boards. If I were building a Chevy truck, I would get the high clearance steps. My wife would hate me, but I wouldn't spend the money for these power ones. I'm sorry. I think that for what this truck is, on the GMCs they come standard, so I'm not gonna beef about it, but for these, it's a lot of money, so I would skip it. You have the smart key system on the front doors. You have this painted black trimming here. Turn signals. More cameras, puddle lights, power mirrors, blind spot, heat, and these lights here for reverse. They've been doing that for a long time, by the way, too. Here's where we're gonna fill up at. 36-gallon fuel tank, 7-gallon DEF. And, you know, I totally skipped over the skid plate, so we gotta go back up front here. So they do give you that, what looks to be like a, aluminum, and it goes pretty far back. And then here's the other side of the suspension. So you can see that multimatic a little bit better too. And they give you a skid plate for the transfer case right there. But the transmission is exposed. And then out back, this truck does have the full LED taillights too. They look good on this truck too. And it's a pretty clean rear. They do stamp Chevrolet. And here's a close-up of that ZR2 badge. You have your camera provisions, 7-pin, class 5 hitch, and matching wheel and tire. 342 with a locker. And they also give you a power tailgate. This truck does not have fifth wheel prep, so I can't wait to show you the payload, because that does take away from it a good bit. 400 watts of power, bed lights. You also have 2 cameras above, one for bed view, one for your rearview mirror. And if you want to put this up, man, this is so much taller. So much taller. And then here's a side view of the beast. Now I know I offend some people in my videos, and my goal is not to do that. My goal is to have a little fun. But some of you guys are a little sensitive, and here's what I'll tell you. Grow up. This is not the real world, and you did not build these trucks. So whatever I say on these videos, just laugh or give me a dislike. I don't care. Regardless, there it is. That is the cheapest diesel you can buy in the segment. 6.6 liter V8, and they did raise the price of it, by the way. So now it's $9,990. Don't be surprised in a couple years they try to do some updates to it to get up to that $12,000 plus that Ram and Ford are at, because yeah, Ram and Ford are killing it with their pricing. With that being said, 470 horsepower, 975 pound-feet of torque. So they are last place when it comes down to torque, but they are beating out the Ram for horsepower. The problem here is this truck seems to be winning drag races. And when I tow up the 6% grades, it hangs with the best of them. Like the high output Power Stroke, I have not tested one of those going up the grade yet, but with the standard output, I have. 10-speed transmission behind it. It does use the Denso fuel pump and injector, so reliability is there. We have to wait and see though if they do any updates to the transmission. I've heard that there are new part numbers for the, is it the valve body? I believe it is. But yeah, all in all, great powertrain. Let's quickly look at the interior, and then we're gonna take a short quick drive. I just noticed that I skipped right over this rear suspension. So you have 5 leaves and this main pack. That bottom leaf is going to be a helper spring, and then there's more of that multimatic out back too. So here's that interior. This is the gray stone. You have the lime green stitching. Some people think this is highlight or yellow. I could be colorblind. I'm getting older, guys, and I don't wear my glasses, and I should, because I can't really see that well. You guys see more of your graphics here. Really nice design on this interior. Bose premium sound system, 10-way seats, ZR2 badging right here, perforated leather, and great bolstering top and bottom. Here's that center console. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys on this side real quickly. And oh yeah, here are your animations too, by the way. They give you some animations for those screens. But I want to show you over here, you can use this truck for a bed camper. 2,311 pounds of capacity. Man, that's pretty good. Also, this does have the wireless charger in here. And then here's that rear too. Looks super nice. I think this is one of the nicest trucks in the segment. This truck does have an electronic locker. I might have said automatic locker because I do so many videos, and you know, I don't even think about things I say because it just rolls off the tongue. But yeah, if I did say automatic, it is electronic locker. I've been driving for about 3 minutes now, and one thing that a lot of people ask me about my HE4X, how is the ride? And I'm willing to bet you, I should start asking the question, do you have a half-ton truck? Or are you like looking to upgrade from one? And if they say yes, I'm just gonna tell you right now, this truck rides rough. Just because you have more sidewall, just because you have a more off-road oriented suspension, which typically is softer, this is still a capable towing pickup. I'm gonna show you guys the tow numbers and the payload here in a second. Because of that, this truck rides rough. And I think that these tires are a little bit stiffer on the sidewalls, which don't help anything. Now the tire pressure is lower. Like right now, the tire pressure is, it's 57, 56, 57 out front, and about the same out back. It's well, how many degrees is it outside? It's 61 degrees, so it's not even that hot outside. But yeah, when you're riding through town, expect this to ride like an HD truck. I think that this might ride a little bit stiffer than the regular HDs personally. But when you hit bumps in the road, like, you feel it. Now these seats, they're just like all the other ones. They're stiff, which I like. I like the stiffer seats. But some people are going to complain about that. And I'm shocked that GM has not heard the cry of their buyers and done anything about that. Maybe I'll do a separate video because we can get the word out to them. Maybe they're just not hearing us. You know, sometimes these manufacturers, they're just cheap. They don't want to do anything. They just want to keep doing what they're doing because it's cheaper. It's more expensive to change it, right? Because they have to change more than just the seat cushion. They have to change all the internals of the seat. It's just a lot that they have to do. But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite trucks. I think the look of it, the feel of it, yes, it is stiff, but it still rides good. I mean, it's going to ride better than a Ram 3500, not a 2500. I think this rides stiffer than a 2500 Ram. Let's go ahead and get on the highway here. Brakes. That's something I wanted to mention. I was trying to think of what I was going to say next. This truck is heavy, and with these tires, it feels like you have to give it more brake input. So when you're driving these for the first time, especially coming from even like a 3500, these things feel heavy. These trucks are heavy because of the extra skid plates. The tires are going to be a little bit heavier. Now granted, they're 18-inch wheels, but they're still going to add some type of girth to it. But yeah, performance-wise, these trucks still feel really quick off the line. Let's go and turn the exhaust brake on. See, I have the Banks power upgrades, like the Banks boost tubes and inlet. So my exhaust brake does work a little bit better. Actually, this one's working pretty good too, actually. Let's see. Let's do it again. You can kind of hear it. It's working a little bit. Mine's a little bit stronger than this though. But overall, this is one of the best trucks in the market. Like for the price, you guys saw the price of this thing. This is a decked out truck. It is not even over 90 grand. So if you're looking at an AT4X like mine was like 95 grand. Now granted, I have the fifth wheel prep package, this one doesn't. But that's only what, 500 bucks or so? Maybe in that ballpark? And I probably would maybe skip that if you got the AEV edition. So just keep that in mind. One of my favorite things about this truck is the drive summary. So when you start the truck and start driving and get to your destination, it shows you the fuel economy on that run. Here's your 360 camera, bed view, and then your 4K camera. And one last thing, I showed this in another video, but my phone was never charging because when you see that icon, I'm gonna take my phone off. When your phone is charging correctly, sometimes you have to open up your phone too if it's locked, and then put it on there. You see how now it's showing charging? There's something to consider. Oh, there it is. Gross axle weight rating out front is going to be 5,600 pounds. The rear is 6,600 pounds. Gross vehicle weight rating is going to be 11,350 pounds. Those wheels are 18 by 9 wide, so you can get a 13.5 on there probably. Pretty, I guess 9 is not that wide. I guess you still need like a 10 wide wheel for that, but here's the payload. Payload is over 3,000 pounds because you don't have fifth wheel prep package. 3,061. Towing is 18.5 for conventional, 18.1 for gooseneck. This truck weighs 8,289 pounds on the curb, so it's basically the same weight as a 1 ton. Last thing I didn't mention earlier is this truck does have a 11.5-inch ring gear. And you guys see the tire pressure, 55 PSI all the way around. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope it was helpful. Hope you had some fun today. I think that this is one of the best looking trucks on the market. I have a GMC, so I'm not hating. The Chevy just is killing it. People hated on the 2020 to 2023s. But
this is the best looking truck today.